video today. We got a Hip Hop Daily vid. Young Thug is free. Young Thug has been released from prison on a 15-year probation. His ass going back. I hate to be the one to spoil it, but Thug going back, bro. That shit is a revolving door. That is a trap. 15 years, niggas can't go 5 years, let alone 10, let alone 15. Especially if you a gangster rapper, you gotta keep niggas with guns around you, around drugs. I don't know how you gonna do it, bro. But he out for the time being, so we gonna go ahead and get into this video, enjoy it. Make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment if you fucking with the vid. Let's get into it.
A lot of people thought Young Thug was done for good, but then there was a wild twist in the case, and now he's officially free after being locked up since 2022. The whole situation is crazy, and today we're breaking it all down. On October 31st, news broke that Young Thug had taken a plea deal out of nowhere and was gonna finally be free. His trial was the longest one in Georgia history and was supposed to keep going for at least another few months, but then the whole thing ended before anyone expected it to. What's crazy about the plea deal is that Thug took a non-negotiated plea. That means he didn't have any idea what the sentencing was gonna actually be because he didn't make a deal with the prosecutors. When you take a non-negotiated plea, you're basically putting your life in the hands of the judge and they can give you whatever sentence they want to. So Thug was taking a huge risk when he pleaded guilty. The prosecutors weren't.
I wonder why he pled guilty though. I thought they was finna fight it. I wonder what made him plead. Was it just like, I'm tired of being in here? Did he get some intel that if he pleads it's not gonna be, it's nothing crazy? Like, that's
judge to give Thug 25 years in prison and 20 years of probation. But luckily that's not how it went down. Before the judge handed down Thug's sentence, he took the stand and apologized for everything.
I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids.
This nigga over here look disgusted. He's like, man, I hate these rapping ass niggas, man. Hate these dread head niggas, man. His ass look nosy over there.
Say all the names, my managers, my kids that's not here. Really everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just having so much time.
Look at his face, bro. He know he's bullshitting. He's like, this nigga can't be serious.
Investing into this,
Thug said he would never get caught up in another situation like this again, and that he realizes how much of an impact he has on people all over the world. The judge told Thug,
I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. It has tremendous impact on kids and young people who think, this is cool, this is what I want to do. Look at him, he's a millionaire. I can do that by being, a gangster in the streets. And that's not true. What you're likely to have happen to you if you're a gangster in the streets is you get shot, you get killed,
or you go to fucking jail.
Thug pleaded guilty to possession of drugs and guns and also pleaded no contest to leading a criminal street gang and conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. People have gone down for decades on charges like that.
What about that murder
charge? Thug got a
charge?
huge break and got to walk free immediately. The judge hit him with 40 years total though. 5 in prison, then 15 on probation, and 20 years in prison if he ever violates the probation.
Like, that's crazy. That's a crazy plea deal to take. Damn, and he spent 5 years in there? Damn, it's been 5 years? Thug been in jail for 5 years, gang? What? But, 20 years if he violates the probation is crazy. So that's really a 35. Damn, bro, I ain't gonna lie. That's insane. That's crazy.
The 5 years in prison were commuted to the 2.5 years that Thug has already been locked up though.
Oh yeah.
So that meant he was getting out of jail immediately.
Say, what?
Thug getting out of jail was a crazy win, but now he's got to be extra careful about how he moves. The judge banned him from Atlanta for the first 10 years of probation. Thug has to take random drug tests, make anti-gang presentations to kids 4 times a year, and perform 100 hours of community service every year.
God damn! That's a lot of shit, man. Why do niggas get this? What is this? What the fuck? Thug.
And on top of all that, Thug can't promote gangs or be around known gang members. But they're—
Oh, well, nigga, you can't make no goddamn music then, nigga. How about y'all might as well just said that. We don't want you rapping no more, nigga. That's what you should have said. Get your ass out the streets and get in a law firm and get a real job, Mr. Thug. That's basically what they saying.
One really important exception to that rule. Before Thug left the courtroom, his lawyer Brian Still asked the judge to let Thug work with his brother on Funk and Gunna. Gunna took an Alfred plea right when the case started, and a lot of people started calling him a rat. Gunna had to admit that YSL was a gang, but he never testified in the trial and always said he never flipped on Thug. There were a lot of crazy rumors flying around about Gunna and Thug, and some people even thought Thug wanted to take Gunna out. But what went down in the courtroom just proves again that nobody really knows what's going on from the outside. The prosecutors actually offered Thug a plea deal before he took the non-negotiated plea. The deal also would have let Thug walk out of jail immediately and spend 15 years on probation. But there were some other things in the deal that made Thug turn it down. It's not clear what the prosecution wanted out of the deal because it hasn't been put out in the public yet, but obviously it must have been a lot because Thug turned down a deal to walk out of jail and risk getting hit with a 25-year prison sentence. Thug's lawyer Brian Still didn't like the idea of Thug pleading guilty because he thought they were winning the case and could have gotten a not guilty verdict, but still told the court that Thug wanted to get out of jail as soon as possible because his kids were hurting and Thug had medical issues to deal with too.
I told Mr. Williams that I think we're winning the trial and we should go to verdict. But he told me I can't wait another 3 months if there is any possibility I could go home because I have children that are hurting. I have things to do and he has some medical issues that he would like to tend to.
According to Brian Still, Thug gained and lost 75 pounds since the trial started, and it's basically only been eating junk food like Doritos the whole time. The judge could have hit Thug with a huge sentence, but since the prosecutors already offered him a plea deal where he got out of jail immediately, the judge said that they obviously weren't too worried about Thug being a danger to society. When the news broke that Thug was coming home, it shocked the whole rap game. Travis Scott and Thug have linked up in the booth for tracks like Schizo and Skyfall, and Scott posted a pic of them together and said, "My brother on the way home." Drake responded to the news and posted his track with Thug called Parade on Cleveland. T.I. is another legend from Atlanta, and he told Thug on Twitter, "Welcome home, little brother, it's been too long." Thug has love all over the game, and a ton of artists and producers hopped on social media to celebrate him coming home, and now everyone's just waiting for him to drop some new music. Thug's girlfriend, Mariah the Scientist, said that there were people laughing at her and Thug because they thought Thug was going away for good, but now she's about to hop on the jet to go see him. YSL Woody also celebrated Thug going free. Woody was a huge part.
See, I don't know how that's gonna play out though, cause he didn't ask to say, "Hey, can I have contact with Woody?" I don't know how that's gonna go. But what I do know is Woody was untouchable during that trial. Cause if anything would have happened to Woody, they coming to get Thug. They hit Thug with that shit. So he's still on probation. So and my train of thought is Woody is still untouchable, right? Because if anything happened to Woody while he on probation, they gonna link it to Thug, bro. So Woody might be good, but on the other hand, he might not be. Who knows?
Trial, and the prosecutors are trying to use him to connect Thug to Big Nut's murder. Woody spent most of the time trolling lawyers, and at one point, he even fired his own lawyer while he was on the stand. Woody also got arrested in court because he pleaded the fifth after he took a deal that gave him immunity. Woody's drama during the trial even got Thug's lawyer Brian Still arrested, and the judge ended up getting taken off of the case because he was allegedly threatening Woody to testify. Woody got a lot of hate for taking a stand against Thug though, and in an interview after it went down, Woody apologized to Thug and said that he was sorry for the pain, the suffering, everything I caused on him and his family.
I'm sorry.
What you sorry for?
The pain, the suffering, everything I caused on him and his family.
Young Thug's trial might be over, but two of his homies are still facing life sentences right now. One of the biggest charges against Thug was that he ordered the hit on a dude named Donovan Big Nut Thomas back in 2015 and kicked off the war in Atlanta. Thug wasn't actually charged for the murder, but his homies Yak Gotti and SB both were. The news broke that Yak Gotti rejected a plea deal from the state and is gonna keep the trial going, but it's not clear if the prosecutors offered SB a deal or not. Nobody expected Thug to get a plea deal where he was able to walk free, and the reason it happened is wild. On October 23rd, Slime Light shot his ass stand during the trial, and the prosecutors made him read some Instagram posts that have been submitted to evidence. Basically, the jurors got copies of the IG post with part of the caption removed where it said, #FreeQuay. Quamarvius Nichols and Marquavius Huey were both wrapped up in the trial, but the jury wasn't supposed to know that they were locked up. And what's important is that both of them used the nickname Quay. When Slime Life Shawty took the stand and had to read the IG post out loud, the copy he had didn't have the hashtag #FreeQuay part taken out. So the jury found out that Quamarvius Nichols or Marquavius Huey were locked up. Quamarvius Nichols' lawyer asked the judge to declare a mistrial. The judge said she wouldn't declare a mistrial without prejudice, but she asked the defense lawyers if they wanted to have a mistrial where they would have to start the trial all over again with a new jury. When the prosecutors realized that the case might end with a mistrial, they started making plea deals with everyone. Quamarvius Nichols was the first one to take a deal. He was facing a life sentence on a murder charge, but instead he pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and got hit with a 20-year sentence. He only has to serve 7 years in prison and the rest will be probation. The prosecutors accused Nichols of killing YFN Lucci's homie Shamel Drinks back in 2022 and wanted to send him away for life, so copping a 7-year sentence was a huge win for Nichols. After Nichols took a deal, Lil Rod took one too. He pleaded guilty to violating the RICO Act and got hit with 10 years. But Lil Rod is already serving a life sentence for killing a dude named Jamari Holmes back in 2019. Lil Rod was only 15 when the murder went down and will be up for parole though, so he might actually get out of prison at some point. According to Lil Rod's dad,
Miss Willis went down to that jail and told my son, listen to what I say, I ain't telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. If he say, dog gave him $10,000 to help that boy, then we'll let you out of jail.
It turns out that Lil Rod's dad was capping though, and Lil Rod's attorney said Fannie Willis wouldn't have gone straight to Lil Rod to offer a deal like that. Marquavius Huey also took a deal before Thug and pleaded guilty to robbery and RICO charges. He was originally facing multiple life sentences, but after he took a deal, Huey got off with just 9 years in prison. Now Yak, Gotti, and SB are the only—
They must have had a weak ass case. How do you go from life to like quadruple life sentences to 9 years, 7 years, plea deals? Like what? Y'all, that case must have been weak as hell.
one still on trial. It's not clear how their situations are gonna shake out, but right now, everyone in the rap game is just focused on Young Thug finally being—
I mean, hey, Young Thug is home, man. Enjoy him while he here, man. Hopefully he drops some nice projects. He got all the eyes on him, so that shit's gonna go crazy. Rooting for Young Thug. Hopefully he can turn right and go straight. You know what I'm saying? But let me know how y'all feel about Young Thug coming home. Let me know in the comments if you think he gonna go back to jail or not. We gonna see. We out.